right. Now, hey, in the pixel realm where dreams take flight, a gamer named Chaos with skills so bright through streams of glory.
I think you can mirror as well, but because I think I'm mirrored as well. But hello, everyone, and welcome on in to Chaos and Raves. Yes, this is the show where we like to go ahead and interview some amazing streamers, find out how they got started and such, and just kind of learn more about them in general. Now, tonight, guys, we have the beautiful, the buttery, and you'd better believe the bald Tizzoi.
Believe bald.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Chaos Ascendifies. Thank you, Twitch. Tizzoi, welcome on in. Thank you very much for going ahead and being here and for agreeing to do an interview.
Of course. I've never done this before, and I wouldn't have my first any other way.
Well, speaking as someone who's popping that cherry for you, yep, we will turn up Tiz just a little bit. Tiz, give me a couple more words.
Hello. Thank you for popping my cherry.
Hey, you are so welcome. And I gotta tell you, as someone doing so, hey, mazel tov.
How does it feel? I don't mind saying that a few more times, you know, if you need me to, you know, speak up a little bit. Or I'm trying to mirror my camera, so I'm looking over here kind of distracted. I apologize.
You are all good, because kind of how this usually works is I'm going to be talking to you anyway. But let me just give a quick thing here for our viewers. Ladies and gentlemen, during the actual interview, I will not be responding to comments as much. If Tiz decides to respond, that's perfectly fine and such. But we will not be responding to raids because we have all those notifications turned off. Mods, please go ahead and welcome them in if you can. Otherwise, we'll just kind of do so at the end. But guys, make sure to get your questions and stuff. Save them towards the end. Feel free to go and put them still in chat, because if Tiz sees, he can respond as well. But I think we should be good. Now, guys, is there anything that we need to do audio-wise? Am I high enough? Am I low? Tiz, just give me a couple more words.
You sound good to me. And we'll wait for chat to tell you the same.
Perfect. Chat, can I get some thumbs up if you guys can hear us? I swear, we only bite if you like it. Thank you for the Meow Monster, Kate. That is why we go ahead and we turn off those during. All audio stuff is turned off so that the person can focus. And yes, we are here. But for those who do not know you, Tiz, can you just kind of introduce yourself kind of give a little bit of a... I think the best way to do this is hopefully just kind of introduce yourself as a raid message, talk a little bit about what you stream and such, and the floor is yours.
All right. My name's Tizzoi. I started seriously streaming on Twitch about 2 years ago. I dabbled many times before. I streamed on other platforms pretty heavily. I never showed my face, did art, doodled, chatted. It went well. I enjoyed it, but we took a different route. I've always wanted to do this. So I started off as exclusively a Sea of Thieves streamer because I love the game.
And we never moved on from there. We've only been Sea of Thieves since.
Yeah, right? Most of the people that know me now don't even know that, or they've never seen me play it, but there's clips that pop up for sure. I started, you know, kind of getting bored of it, right? So I started Mondays, Mix Up Mondays, what I called it, where I mix things up. And it started off with horror games, thanks to Lammy and some others that coaxed me into play some. And now I would classify myself as purely variety. I have a passion for the indie developers, the indie studios, just for what they are, what they stand for, the creativity they have and they bring to the table. I love the story games, the emotional stories, like Before Your Eyes, To the Moon, stuff like that. They're selective. I got to be careful when I stream them because I really want to zone in, right? And then also I get emotional about it. But I would say variety streamer, and I can't believe this journey has taken me where I am today. So that's kind of me in a nutshell, I guess. That's a little more than a raid message I usually give, but more
But
or
I
less
think
variety
it
streamer.
was just fine there. Now, Tiz, you were talking a little bit about as well that you've always wanted to be a streamer and that you got started 2 years ago. So I assume you're 2 years old, correct, Tiz?
Yeah, Twitch, 2 years young. Yeah.
So what were you doing before you were streaming?
Oh, this is weird. Okay, I'm not mirrored on your stream. I'm mirrored in the Discord call. Okay, I don't have to worry about that anymore. Sorry. What did you say? I apologize.
You are so good. So what were you doing before you started streaming?
Um, on Twitch
Yes,
or
sir. In general, were you streaming on anything besides Twitch at the beginning?
yeah, I I dabbled in a lot of areas, but I really took off, and this is the weird part. I really took off on Instagram. I have an art page, drawing robots. I can show you some if we get there. I have
Yeah, I'd love to see those.
thousands of robots. I'm not kidding. I used to draw one or two every single day, um, or more. I would stream with the camera facing down on the page, and I just draw, go on themes. I do requests and just make goals and just roll from there. And then it did well. My Instagram did pretty well, and then it kind of just faded off with that, and that's why I don't know if you know me. Like the earlier part of the streams, you'll see robots here and there, right?
I was about to ask if that's where the robot stemmed from,
Yeah, 100%. We kind of faded away from it to a tavern, which I'm sure we'll talk about.
which I love that we're streaming from a tavern today so that we can go and see what you're up to.
Yeah, I had to.
So that's the
Well, that
day
was
job,
fitting,
though.
so.
That's what we do when we're not streaming.
No. I'm sorry. Well, we kind of tangented there, but my day job is IT. I can't get into too deep of details, but it's
Don't dox yourself. We don't need that.
no, it's hard to say. A lot of people ask, and I just say IT because it's a lot of back end server, big companies, D&D stuff, and security, and making sure they're humming and secure. So that's my day job. I've always been in IT since the start, since I started working, basically,
Now,
which is a
I
long
want to
time ago.
rewind for a second here, Tiz, because you said you always wanted to be a streamer. You got started with Instagram and stuff, but also, what was that final push to get you to start streaming?
Um, so that's a good one. How do you ask these good questions so quickly?
Well, I'm very interested. So this is okay. So in case you did not know, this is how I have everything formulated. Yeah, take some water. I can chat for a second.
Oh no, I got this. This is always by my side. Don't worry, I'll be drinking it all night.
But what I was gonna say is that when it comes to these, yes, I've got like a thing of questions over here, but usually I just sit down and I go, okay, I want to see what you're up to. And so if I can, I try to go with everything that I'm curious about and where we go from there.
Yeah, that's great. So like, I don't know if y'all have like those little things you always have some interest in. Maybe that's why we're all here streaming. Um, you see it, you think it looks fun. Maybe maybe it can take you somewhere. Maybe not. Either way, it probably be fun. And like I've always been a gamer since the beginning, right?
Okay.
Always. Like that's what I do. That's what I've done. Yeah, I think we all can say that too. Maybe I don't know. But my gaming goes way back, and I've always felt like it was a fit. This was some type of a fit for me. Just and I didn't. That doesn't mean I felt like I would be successful, right? It just was a fit that I felt like I'd have so much fun doing this. So, and that's where you got to ground yourself back sometimes when the space gets ahead of you, right? We can talk about that more, but that push was. I have a lot of side projects. I keep really busy. If I don't, my brain goes crazy, right? And so the streaming is one thing. It was like, my son had some play, and he's like, just do it, like just do it. I mean, I would go live here and there, and then I was like, okay, let's take this seriously. Let's get a piece. Let's get a setup. I know how to do it all. There's no like hesitation here because of my background. There's nothing scaring me. It's just let's find the time. You know, and I guess this time in my life, it just kind of worked. It keeps me busier than I should probably be sometimes, but I love it. I love it. I exhaust myself, but I love doing that. And it was like there were some projects in my life. If I was like, I kind of started a year ago, right? And then here we are a year later, and my brain goes, if I would have kept to it a year ago, look where I might have been. Look how much I might have got done, right? And
Absolutely.
and that motivates me with so many things now. And I'm getting older, and I'm getting emotional about it, right? So it's like now it's like, don't why what's stopping you, right? Nothing
So
should because
you actually asked yourself, why wait?
yes, yeah, 100%. Why wait? Because if I start now, then in a year from now, I'm going to look back and be like, I did it. A year later, this is and that goes with with language study. That goes with the side business. That goes with my robot art. That goes with everything. Like that's why sometimes I get hard on myself for it, But that was the kick. That was the just do it, Just do it. Just play your games like you normally do. Hit that button, you know.
I do find that hitting that button, though, is one of the most. So, from most of the conversations I've had with new streamers, there's a terrifying realization that when they press that the go live button, that they're about to expose themselves to the entire world. So,
Yeah,
Tiz,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
how do you handle that fear?
It's different it goes in waves, right? Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's like, I'm just not feeling it. Sometimes it's like, oh, sometimes it's heavy, Sometimes it's, you're so excited because what you're doing tonight, it's all over the place. But um, I've realized that those nights that are heavy or you don't want to go live, hitting that button changed my mood every time, right?
Okay.
Hitting that button was kind of that escape from reality of why I didn't want to push the button. It was
Ooh.
it was I got in there and I could go on a list of so many friends that I've met along the way. That sounds cheesy. It's about the friends you make along the way, but it's valid. It's people come and hang out with me. I got to hang out with people and I don't have that any other place that I can relate like with you, Chaos, right? Um we relate because of this. Like we have this connection and once I hit that live button and it's like I forget about everything else. It's just start vibing. It's like it's weird. I don't put on a front. I'm just here so happy every time. It's that's the difference. And I remember that when I'm sitting here and I'm like tired or life's heavy, you know, uh just hit it. Just hit it and play and go. People come in and you start getting all pumped and excited and it's fun. Even if there's a few chatters, which, that's happened. It's fine. That's still fun. Like it's all
So,
over the place. All over
I
the place.
want to see
And
if I'm phrasing this correctly. So, it's that when you go live, you feel not only liberated, but that instead of having fear of going live, it's a whole reclassification where it's, oh, I'm free. I get to go have fun with my friends.
yeah, in a sense. In a sense, yeah. This is my time, right?
Absolutely.
And um I was told one time that I've never like really done that for myself, you know?
Mm.
Just make it like be a little bit selfish, I guess. And I have a really hard time with that.
Can you go a little
And
more
so
in depth on being selfish there?
I mean like making this out my time, right? like uh they got a lot, you get busy. I have a son,
Okay,
you got
so
jobs, you got side things people rely on you for. And that's
so
always been what I'm about.
so
But
streaming is for you.
yeah, well, I wouldn't say that quite yet.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I mean, it is when I hit that button, it is right because
Yes.
it's my time away. It's um, someone said that you don't do these things like make that time for you, do it. Run with it, and that was a lot of it too. When someone gave me a pep talk, uh, and he was what 14, 15 years old at the time. Imagine that, right?
It's amazing the
But
wisdom that comes at every age.
indeed, yeah.
Now, okay. So we've talked a little bit about why you're not afraid to go and do things, but
Uh,
oh, go ahead.
we'll back up. Like it doesn't. There is that still, right?
You still have the fear.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. It's about ignoring it, right? It's about setting it aside just for even 5 seconds and hitting the button, right? Just being like, take a breath, go. You know,
Okay.
and I run with it. It's like, I mean, Ash knows probably best of all, auspicious Ash, right? Like
We love Ash.
sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I'm feeling it, I'm tired, and he's like, do it, just stream for 2 hours. We got this, or something
You
like
must
that. He's like,
construct
oh, you're tired,
additional
do it. He's
pylons.
like, and there's no pressure there either. But sometimes it's not because I'm tired. It's sometimes because I'm just like, I don't know if I have it in me right now. I don't know if I want to talk. And sometimes I don't. I mean, my good friends know me too. They'll want to be chatting with me. They'll want to be talking. I'm just like, I, I'm having a night. Just we can play a game, but I might not be on a call or I might want to talk right now.
Now, Tiz, I want to
And
ask this too.
I'm rambling. Keep
You're
me in, keep me
fine.
in,
You're
keep me on
good.
track. Yeah,
No, no, this is your time, Tiz. But
keep me on track.
what I want to talk about here, Tiz, is because there's so much fear and such before going live, and I love how you reclassify it, and that you have that 5 seconds of bravery before you go
Yeah,
live. And I'm like, you do Nike, you just do it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I want to ask this, Tiz. Do you feel that that fear stays with you throughout the stream? Do you feel that that falls away instantly? Just kind of like walk me through that.
Personally, and it has in the past, but I've gotten better at that. Right. Once I go, it's good. I feel good. Like sometimes I'll say on the stream I'm tired. My energy's low, but I'm still so happy to be here. I don't say that part, but that's what I'm feeling. Like, and then there's the times where it's like
You must construct
I'm just
additional
so stoked.
pylons.
Finally my day has led me here. Finally we're here. Uh, it's all over the place. It is. I think you might experience or feel the same thing sometimes. Um, but most of the time it goes away. There's sometimes, of course, halfway through the stream or towards the end, you get it. Maybe you're tired. The emotions swing in, and you start feeling it a little heavier. But that's a different topic, and how you deal with that later. You might
I
know
mean,
24-hour streams. I'm sure it's heavy doing that. I've never done that yet.
it's coming though, Tiz. It's coming. But
I'm okay
okay.
with that. That's why we're here, right?
Now, Tiz, I'm very curious because so you've been streaming for about 2 years now, just here on Twitch, correct?
Yeah, heavily. Yeah, well, I'm multi-stream to other platforms now and again. I did heavily for a while. I haven't in a minute, but um, the green app, I'm gonna be going some more. The other ones, but uh, because yeah, we'll bring that up later. But um, the other places I'll stream here and there, but nothing as serious as Twitch. Twitch is like the foundation. I always will be.
Absolutely. But the reason I bring it up is because I'm very curious from when you began to now, what are the biggest things that have changed for you personally? And second, what are the things that you have learned over these 2 years that you feel like, wow, how did I not know this?
Um, that's a really big. That's a really good question, Cass. Like you, um, I put together I never really told anybody about this, and it wasn't a serious thing until it started. actually making sense to me. But I put together a panel for TwitchCon
Okay.
about this. It's funny you brought this up. Is it's like, um, how do you do it? What is like if you have a strategic path on this road? Do you have a 5-year goal? Do you have a 1-year goal? Do you have a how do you retain people? How do you um all of it, right? And it's never been too deep for me. I'll be honest. Like I think about these things. You know, some of us are out here for uh for just fun. Some of us really want to grow. Some of us want to make it a viable side job, right? It's all over the place. There's multiple reasons why people are here, and they're all valid. They all deserve to be heard in their own ways, you know, and they all
Mhm.
deserve to be respected. Like, but um, like the biggest thing I've learned, and I tell this to everybody that asks, that when you start streaming, even if you've streamed for years, I still recommend doing this. Um, and I mean, this is nothing against like when you go over people's stats. Yes, like I think it's great, right? Like when you go to Twitch tracker
Yeah.
but you're like you're complimenting and you're helping. That's great. But I don't. I ignore it all. Like no numbers, no stats for me. Right?
Really?
No, like I can't. My brain will go crazy, and that's maybe me. But I would recommend hiding your viewers. I think a lot of people do that. But if you don't, I would, because if you have one viewer or 100 viewers, of course, you know, chat might be a little bit different, but you don't know. And that won't affect
Mm.
you emotionally, personality wise. That's just my advice. I hide my followers. I hide my stream, like how long I'm streaming. I kind of have a goal with my clock and, you know, where I want to stop.
Hmm.
But like, I don't look at any stats. I, I mean, during like hoping for a partner, hoping for the partner, I that was when I was a little more involved, right? I had a little more strict schedule. I checked the stats a little bit more, of course, because you got to get there's some requirements, you know, before they invite you to apply. And then when they invite you to apply, there's, you know, it goes on and on. But um, I think just to have a healthier mindset and mental health, hide those. That's that's
So, to
that's
paraphrase, hide the stuff at the beginning so that you
yeah,
don't go ahead and get yourself anxious from it.
yeah. Don't people get obsessed with numbers,
Now,
and it will affect you. You know.
so I'm glad you brought this up, Tiz, because this actually is a great way for us to take this direction here. Because as someone who doesn't look at those and stuff, like when you were doing the partner push, it almost asks for you to be very and hyper aware of that information.
Yeah,
So,
it does.
how did you handle that particular stress when all of that was hitting? Did you have someone else who was looking at the numbers? Like, how did you handle it?
Uh, you know, everybody warned you that it's stressful, right? Everybody warned you that it's a lot of hard work and it will, it's a lot. You know, everybody will kind of warn you about it, and it's real, right? It is definitely real. Even if you go into it saying, uh, just whatever, which I did, right? I'm like, I hated making it about me in the first place, right? I hated it, which I want to kind of talk about that more because it's very important to me how my friends around me helped me through that. But
Okay.
um, because I didn't want to be like, hey, everybody, come, you know, I have a hard time with that, and I think it's okay that people do it. It's great. It's amazing that someone can do that. Like, I'm not bashing anybody here when I say that, right? It's just a personal thing for sure. But those numbers started coming in. Die Hard was an enormous help um, from the start. Even was the one that said, "Let's do this." Right? You got this. You got this wave. Let's surf it. Let's go down it. And he said, you know, he gave the 2 hour marks. Have a mod watch the numbers because Die Hard didn't either, and have them ping you if it dips. You know, so you can end the stream and still hopefully meet that average requirement. So I did that um, with a few mods, but it didn't really last too long. As in, I wasn't too stringent on it. Like, we didn't follow up afterwards, and I just kind of wrote it. I did watch it, and I did see when the checks would go off, but I just still like I tried to tap out once I was done. You know, I
Yes.
was checking my email. I mean, it got a little more obsessed than I personally like to be, and that's where it gets heavy. Like it affected me. I got extra tired. I wanted to do so much more. I think that's my problem, right? I think that was what weighed more heavily on me. Like,
Well, Tiz, I have good news for you. You can still do a lot more.
no, yeah, no. I mean, I wanted, I get obsessed with my stream assets and my reaction and my redeems, and
They're
I
so damn
had
cool, by the way.
I
Like,
had huge plans, and I just didn't get to them. And now that I'm starting to roll them out, the tavern selfie and the cheers and we're getting there. It is we're still rolling down the right lane, but I was hard on myself when I couldn't get some of that done.
now, Tiz,
But
why were you hard on yourself?
it's just how my work ethic. I guess I just want to. I love it, right? I love
Well,
coming up with
I
some new
want you to kind of
concept
explain a
and
little bit on this. Like, are you blaming yourself for things, or
uh I don't know about blaming myself. I guess I'm just hard on myself that like I should have had that done. Like
mm,
but I also realize that um my job's pretty heavy, right?
yes,
And it's important. It's important at first. And there was a few times I was letting it slip, you know. Um and I would reevaluate and make sure I got that stuff done. And then I was just too tired to finish things over here, that type of thing.
yes,
I just like, and on top of actually streaming every night, sometimes I would finish my daily routines, my work, my dinner, cooking, whatever else, and then I'd be okay. Oh my god, it's 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes, you know. And I come down here, raise my desk, stand up, and I get my water, and then I go,
yeah,
um, and that's why I was kind of hard on myself because I was like I felt like with everybody rallying behind you, you just don't want to let it down. You don't want to plunder or you don't want to trip over this opportunity. Right?
absolutely.
You don't want to let it slip. It was that type of question, that type of heaviness, I guess. That's not I'm blaming myself. I just yeah, I guess I was. I was organizing my time more. I get asked a lot
Okay.
how I do that, right? And I don't know.
I feel like saying I don't know is never a bad thing, though,
Mm,
just because if there's a lot going on and what works for you may not always work for someone else, and being honest enough to be able to say I don't know, that takes a
yeah.
strength of its own.
I I I got complimented on a job interview once. The job I have now is because um I'm not afraid to take accountability. Right?
Ooh,
Like if I messed up on something big, it's better to step up right away and not try to hide it. And I think I've learned a lot that way with thing I don't know or whoops or sorry I messed up. Not like over apologizing, but just being like, yeah, it's my fault. I'm owning it. Let's move on. Let's fix it now. Let's fix
it
how I
is
do it
what it
now.
is.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, there's a lot behind that too. A lot in my brain that just that topic that, and I wouldn't. You asked, do I blame or hard on myself? It's hard for me to say yes, but that's probably what it is. you know, it's probably what it is. Based in
Now,
circles here and
Tiz, you
think about
brought
it.
up earlier that you had some people who really stepped up for you when you were, I'm searching for the right word, spiraling is kind of there, but I don't know if that describes this accurately, but when you were struggling, there were people who were stepping up and doing things for you and such. And I know for myself, it's sometimes very difficult to let go of things. Is that something that you ever had to really struggle with to like let people take the wheel at times?
Um, are you talking in life in general, or in the streaming
Yes.
question? Where do you
Both.
want to start?
Both. You got it's your floor, Tiz. It's all you.
No, no, I'm on your floor, sir.
Our floor, comrade. Our
Our
floor.
floor. You know, I've been wanting to set like a tavern scene, like a stage or something where we can a round table where we can get together and talk like this too. You know, so it's like our table, our discussion. You know,
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about. Um, where did I what when you asked that, what were you referring to? What part of the
So for me, I
conversation?
was initially referring to more of the stream portion, whether it's something that's been very difficult for you to let
Uh,
others kind of take the lead, but I also want to know
yeah,
just in life as well.
yeah. The the partner, the whole idea of like let's go for partner, right? That's kind of where I think I said that where I relied on a lot of my friends.
Yes.
Does that trigger that? Well, we'll cover that. We'll talk about
Yes.
that first because it was a big one for me. Because I Die Hard knows he took it took a conversation after conversation with him to con- convince me, that this is possible and and doable. You know, this is something we should do, I guess. But yeah, I didn't ever like making it about me. First of all, that's what I've said, and I have a hard time saying, "Hey, let's push for partner." You know, let's make this about me. Let's make this about me. But then I had a we were talking about it, and I brought it up with some close friends in this world. You all know them: Azzy, Ash, Rissa. Python. Not that other Jake.
It's a massive
All
W is all.
I can't even express that comment. Yes. But it was kind of like they were like, "You don't. This doesn't have to be about you, right? Like, use this as a stepping stool or a stool for the community for like let's make this as and it was like okay because I like building this theme around the tavern, which goes back to like lessons learned. I never got to this part, um but they were like make it about the community, make it about everybody, like it, make it as a way to and I think that's exactly what I want, right? That's like exactly what I want. I want this to sit. I want this. I want to hopefully my lessons learned in this push and everything else, and we can make this maybe make a team and accelerate the tavern and the support system we got, the community, the walks of life. Uh, that made me feel so much better, right? And so like I still had a hard time putting like a Tizzoi for partner on my screen. I had a hard time sending it out. A lot of people asked me, which I can't thank enough.
I think I'm still
And
waiting for my Tizzy for Partner logo to put up.
hey, did I not? I'm so sorry. I have a link of all the assets,
You
and
are so good, man. You got busy. Like, yeah, you're fantastic.
oh, I'm sorry. But that helps, and those are my core, like support, and they've been. Oh, sorry, I have to say River Song and Rachie Keens. Um, they've helped me in ways I can't express from the start as well, right? It, it's all just a full circle. It's all been like everybody has a support beam. So,
Absolutely.
uh, yeah, that's that's what that was not like letting go and letting people rely on something like your question was, but that was what was important about this push is relying and taking people's advice seriously.
Yes. So it
Because
actually turned the partner push from this is all about how my life got turned upside down to this is how we celebrate as a community. This is how we come together.
yeah, hmm this is maybe my opportunity to um grow and help everybody else. I can hopefully take everybody with me.
Now, with that in mind, I have a quick question here because Tiz, we we hit partner, which we're going to talk more about as well. But what is the goal now that you're partner?
Uh, the same. It's not gonna change. Uh, that will just help. A little bit of fuel, like motivation. I
And by the
I feel
same,
like
you
I
mean it's
feel it.
for the community still, correct?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I want to help this. I want this to be a place where someone can come and belong, right? And feel like you belong no matter where you're from or how you were raised or what your beliefs are or what games you play or what walks you choose, what step you choose next. But I just me and Ash workshop stuff all the time, right? And we got lots of plans to make this unique. We got overlays that you can put on your stream that the Discord stuff will interact with. We got we got you know things that the tavern can bounce around when they're streaming. If it's activated, it'll like react here and there. That's what I want. That's what we've been working on. We got lots of overlays. We got custom things, and it's like I think this is just an opportunity to help that. And I don't want it like to like say to bring people in because of it, but I want people that are here to have fun with it. Um,
Absolutely.
and I want people to make friends with all the people I'm friends with here and make it social, make it welcoming and easy to do. I guess it's hard to. This is really hard for me to get out, but that's my goal. I don't. I want to just keep exploding and expanding my redeems and my fun things, and I love that part. And this has just floored me that I'm even here right now. With the little purple check mark, it's still hard to believe. And I hope
Absolutely.
that can just help this. And we'll see. We'll see. There's some things that it's like die hard, and then say that like you start getting emailed, you start getting sponsors, and like those are things I hope we can incorporate as a whole and move on. But so we'll see what happens. Um,
Now,
that's my goal. Yeah.
no, no, no. I mean, that's a great goal to have, and I love that it's building because it does seem like you're laying down the framework to make the community interact more and do more with one another.
Yeah. And I've learned a lot there, and I'm still learning. With the Discord system I've built, and uh, it's a learning as we go for sure. I mean,
Absolutely.
I want to say sometimes I've got things figured out, but I don't know. It's never gonna happen. So,
I just like to
but
smile and nod
I
and see
got
how it
ideas.
works. Now, Tiz, I'm going to back us a little bit, well, a little forward here. I'm going to forward us a little forward. So, when you ended up hitting partner, I want you to talk about kind of how you discovered that, what you were thinking. Just kind of walk us through on that Wednesday when you got partner.
Oh my God, that it was a trip because I was I was working. I woke up. I had So what I do is I help. I have two like big customers that I'm kind of in charge of, right? And I'm their technical quality technical manager, right? Like I make sure their tech is quality. And so I had a workshop just kicked off, which I host. I run the meetings, etc. And this was like a feasibility workshop, making sure that they can do what they want. Just
Absolutely.
just to be the gist of it. So like we kick it off. This is day 3 of the workshop, and I kick it off 7 a.m. my time. Right, I'm just waking up. I probably streamed till 1 a.m. that night. Story of my life, and 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 I hop on and I'm getting things rolling, and I pop over my work desktop's over here, right? And then, so I pop over to this screen and I check my Twitch, everything's always up, and I check and I log in and I have a little notification in Twitch. It said, "Congratulations, you're invited to the partner program. Click this to finish everything, fill it out, confirm it." And I was like, I was like, uh, I'm trying to do this workshop, right? It was hard. That was a struggle because I just wanted to like sit back for a second and take a breath. That was a difficult one, and I sent it to a few close friends. I called Ash. He's still sleeping till like 11 a.m. before I told anybody else. I wanted Ash to know, and so I called him. I woke him up. He said he was awake, but he wasn't. He was sleeping.
I wish I could answer calls from sleep.
He put on his awake voice, I think, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I'm here." I'm been awake for a long time. No, no, no. Then I sent it out to the people that have helped, and it took I don't know. Still today, I don't. It's hard to believe. So it was kind of a trip, but I wish I could have let it really sink that day, but no, it was chaos. It was chaos that day, as normal, I guess.
I do like the chaos though.
Yes, you do. I do too.
But no, so then like you get up, you go to your meeting, you see this, you freeze so that you don't run around like a Wheel of Fortune like
Yeah,
participant. And
yeah, I
then
couldn't.
you call Ash. Then from there, did you decide to stream that night? Did you go out for drinks? Were you just sitting there and being like, what the helly?
Uh, I streamed that night. The quick pop up. I didn't want to. I was just gonna get on for a little bit, but the stream went insane. Everybody was insane that night. I cried. It was insane. It's still a bit of a blur. People were amazing. You know, I I I I don't deserve that part. That's what I feel. But it floored me. Yeah. And then I took Thursday off to prepare for Friday. I did more of a real stream on Friday because I had to go to Tucson for another workshop on Monday. I didn't really have much more time to plan anything bigger. I kind of wish I did, but I just didn't have the time. So, but Friday's little celebration was amazing too. Played with friends, just hung out and chilled, and I had a new snapshot feature that you could take a selfie with me in the tavern, right?
The butter
A
snaps are
pitch.
amazing, by the way. If y'all have not seen it, 10 out of
That's a
10.
that's a different one. I did a new one that a frame pops down and I pop up, and then a stool pops up and puts the profile picture appears on it, and we're in like a tavern scene, so it's like a selfie, right? And then Ash
Absolutely.
joined, and I put him in the snapshots too. We had like 120 that night. It was crazy.
Wow.
So many snaps, but that was I was glad I was able to finish that because those were just fun memories.
Now, I want to back up to something you said because I think it deserves more exploration here. Because that Wednesday night, you're wowed, you're floored, and then you were saying, I don't deserve this.
Uh, people. I mean, I think everybody might feel that when someone dumps a bits or a subs or their own personal hard worked money. Um, that's not that's that stuff's incredible. It's incredible people do that. I do it far too much, but I love it. I love seeing people's reactions. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but yeah, it's just accepting it.
Mm.
Uh, I'm forever grateful. I'm thankful. You don't have to choose that, but you do. But people do, and it means a lot to me. It's hard to express in
Well,
the
I was
moment when
thinking more because we were talking about you getting a partner, and you were saying, I don't deserve this partner.
I don't deserve this part of it.
This part.
I don't.
Okay, okay.
But yes, that too. That too. It's like sometimes I'm like, man, how did we get here? Like, yeah, I work hard and stuff, but everybody does. You know, everybody works hard in this. And it just took off. I I can't explain it. You know, and people came to me, and lots of people were like, "Do it, do it, do it. You got this. Your community loves you. You're everywhere. Everybody loves you." You know, it's
Absolutely.
like I just love being here. That's the difference. You know, it just worked, and I've had a also a mindset of like, let's not you know, I try my best not to get involved in the politics out here too. It's also some advice, you know, what I've learned along the way. That could start weighing heavy too, and I've always done my best with that and been a middle ground, I guess. So I just think sometimes I don't make as deep relationships as others do
Hmm.
with people. Um, I try, you know. Sometimes I have an arm's length rule, you know, before I really let you in. You know,
What is the
and
arm's length rule, by the way?
uh, hold that
Okay, okay,
question.
yeah, go ahead.
No, you're fine. And that's kind of why sometimes maybe I feel like maybe there's more effort, you know, I should put in. Uh, but I physically don't have the time. Like, I know people say that when I don't have time to do that. It's like, yes, you do. You can find time. I'm like, no,
You must construct
I
additional
don't think I can.
pylons.
If I do, something else falls away, you know, and maybe that's my fault too. But I try to be out here. I try to show up. I try to care. I try to express that, and I hope people see that. And everything that hit me last week, I felt it. Right, like, thank you. I it meant a lot, and I don't know, like being spoiled that way is something new. You know, this whole adventure has been new for me. So
Absolutely.
that's how I sometimes feel like I don't why me here? Everybody kind of I have so many people I can say deserves, you know, that little thing too, and the support and the love and the, you know.
Absolutely.
Um River Song said one time she's been a core. She's, you know, we go like weeks or months sometimes not really talking, but then when we do, it's like nothing's changed. River Song is one of those friends, those people, right?
Yes.
And we share we share songs and, you know, funny things and life. Um, she tells me goals. I call her, say congrats. You know, it's like we care about each other. And a lot of people do. I'm not singling. You know, I'm not saying nobody else does, but this is just a story of River Song specifically that really hit me along this journey one time and really motivated me. Um,
You must construct
but do you
additional
guys know
pylons.
Steve from Blue's Clues?
Of course, I remember Steve from Blue's Clues.
well, well, he came back into the scene with a, you know, a TikTok account, and he would just sit there and be like, He'd be like, how are you doing? And let you talk and be like, you know, you okay? Ah, I get it. You know, like just like very wholesome, very good. I loved it. I sent it to her right away, and we started talking about him, how much I've liked him through his journey, not just Blue's Clues. He's a solid human. You know, he's done a lot of solid things, and he's very humble. He played in an indie band. I just kind of had this relating connection to him. And I loved what he was doing, you know, with his platform that he carried on through Blue's Clues and later in life. And I was, I mean, this is adults and everything now watching him and be like, this is what I need. I need to be asked this question. Like, I don't realize it, but yada yada. And I started, me and Riverside go through these conversations, right? And that are similar, right? You know. And then I sent her some of Blue's Clues, and she's like, "I needed that so bad. I don't realize I teared up. I cried. Why did that do that to me? You know." And then later, she's like, "You know what? I see you, Tiz, as the Steve of Twitch." You know, and I was like,
Wow.
it sounds like such a,
That's a
you know,
hell of a
random little
compliment,
compliment,
though.
but it hit deep because of that background, and that background goes back to like my son when he was young too, like with that story and him, and you know, so it just hit. She poked the heart, you know. It meant a lot, and that was like, you know what? Yes, that's what I want. I I didn't realize that, but when you said that, this is what I love. This is what I love doing. If you want to talk to me, reach out and talk to me. I want to be here for you. You know, I want this
Absolutely.
community that has a backbone and has this for each other, and you know, pull up a stool and settle in. You know, like that's that comforting feeling. Yeah. I don't know how I got down this tangent. I saw River Song in chat, and we were talking about this, and I was like, I gotta tell that story. That was a good one. You know,
Well, this is one of the
a good
gifts
one
that
for
I
me.
think you have, Tiz, because you do connect with people on such an individual level, and it's phenomenal to see.
Um, Thank you. Yes, that
You're
means a
so
lot too.
welcome.
Uh, I I don't know. I've never had a problem with like getting along with somebody. You know,
Mm.
there's some the arm's length thing we can come back. You know, but there's like personalities at work that everybody hates, and I'm friends with them. I'm fine because you just kind of have to like understand. Try your best to have some empathy and understand who and how and who they are and how and why they're that way. Maybe you know I don't know. So it's like maybe I've ridden off that a lot in my life. I don't know. You know. That's a good
Mm.
deep question. A very very think deep question. Yeah. Uh. But yeah, that's River Song. Thank you for that compliment. By the way,
10 out of
I've
10
told you
compliments.
many times how much that meant to me, and I might sound kind of cheesy, but man, that was a good one. A good one. Uh. What else? Was there another part to that
Yeah, I
question?
wanted
I feel like
to.
I missed something.
So we want to back up because you were saying about how it takes a little bit for people to get accepted, where you kind of keep people just a little bit away up until
Oh
a
yeah.
certain. You just were kind
Hmm.
of talking about that specifically.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean I'm not your friend. Right? That doesn't mean I won't help you if you ask me. You know, and that is kind of healthy for me to. It's a cautious thing, you know. You don't know. You don't always know why somebody's around, right?
Mm.
Especially when you don't. Uh, in this world too, when you don't know what their true intentions are. Um, are they here to use you to ride the wave? Um, and if they are, that's okay. But what is their intention in the end? Um, because a lot of people will have complaints about that, and it's like that's okay. It's why, and to me, it's like why. Uh, and then I've been burned.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we all have out there with friends in the Twitch void. So some in chat know the stories. Of course, I'm not going to go into detail, and I don't think these people are bad, people. But I've been burned, and I've been hurt, and that's kind of where I think we all should have a shield or a wall. If you, I don't like calling it a wall. It's kind of like you stay this far,
You
you
shall
know,
not enter
you
within
know,
5 paces of thy holy coconuts.
yeah, and there's people that like, are still kind of still have a like this fragile emotion about, even today that because of the past being burned and I don't know like where their intentions are. Some of them aren't happy you're succeeding,
Mm.
Some of them treat you different that maybe you're doing well, you know. Uh so it's an arm's length on as a whole, and I think that's healthy for people in the streaming world to make friends, socialize, get to know people, but like just protect your space. Really, that's what it comes down to. Remember, this is your stream and this is your space. Protect yourself. Protect what you're building and the time you put into this. Because it's a lot. Yeah, it could be a lot.
You have
So,
to secure your own air mask before you
yeah,
help anyone else's.
yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly.
Now, Tiz, I want to ask this, and please feel free to not answer this because it's a little bit close. And what I mean by that, I find for myself, sometimes it's very difficult where when you are seeing someone else who is struggling and stuff, it's sometimes hard to leave that on stream and you kind of carry it with you. Now, when someone's having a joyful time, it's awesome. You carry that with you too. But when you can tell someone's struggling, how do you either prevent yourself from carrying that off stream or mitigate that so that it doesn't affect you off stream?
Um, like when you see one of your friends struggling.
Yes, or if there's a particular person who you might not know them as a friend yet, but you know them well enough through stream that you can be like, that you can be, I feel for you, and I'm just, how do you not carry that with you off stream?
Is it bad to carry it with you off stream?
Now you're, guys, I think Tiz just asked the best question of the interview. But no, explore that, please, further, if you wouldn't mind kind of delving into that.
Well, first, I'm sorry. I mean, you're the one that should be asking the questions. But first, can you give me a high level example?
I can do so without a name,
Yeah, that's
but
what high level. That's what I meant. Sorry, like a 1,000 feet view of it. Like you don't have to go into details, names. I just like a generalization
yeah,
of what you mean.
when you see that someone is struggling hard in life, and it seems like every chance that they're about to do better, it looks like life basically Charlie Browns them, pulls the football at the last moment and kicks them while they're down.
Uh, how do I deal with it?
Do you carry it off stream? Do you. I apologize. We're going to take a quick momentary pause here, Tiz.
Do it. I get it. Go
Just
ahead.
because we just got raided and it's on my screen, so I can hear nothing but noise.
Talk to it. That was a big raid. Give it a moment. Talk
Yep,
to it.
we will do
Yeah,
this
do your
here in
thing.
just a second. Thank you guys for your patience. I do apologize. So we're just pausing here because I've got Lumia throws this up on my screen, and I know you guys can't hear it, but all I've got is jazz flute in my ear right now.
OW Katrina raid.
All right then, guys. Thank you very much for the raid. We are here interviewing Tizzoi, and thank you guys all so much for joining us. If you are not currently following Tizzoi, Tizzoi, the baldest, the buttery one, change that. But anyway,
Thank you.
Tiz, you were saying.
What was I saying?
Well, we
You
were
were
talking about carrying things off stream, whether you decide to do so or whether that is something that you kind of try not to. And yes, massive love to Miss Your Tiz.
no, that was the Katrina in the raid.
Katrina
That
Moon,
did a
thank you for
heart. Yeah,
bringing the
thank you.
raid in, by the way.
Yeah,
I know you had many
I don't.
options and very much love. You were saying.
Yeah, much love. Um, that's a tough. That's kind of a tough one. Like there's levels to that. Um, and who it is. You know, if someone's around me that's having a tough time, I like to think that I follow up with people, uh, and check up on people. Sometimes I know I can probably be better at that. I'm always I always mean well. I'm always
Mhm.
wanting to. Sometimes I'll sit and think how someone's doing because they're going through some shit, and then I get busy at work or something silly, and that weighs on me, just like the other things, right? Um, and it's always an inner battle on how to fix it. You know, I try to check up on people, and I wish I did it more. Maybe that's how I carry it. I I don't know what I can do, but I don't know how you feel, Chaos, when you're having a really shitty day or a week, or life's trying to just messing with you for a bit, and you know that people around you can't fix it, but the simple little Chaos, you holding up? You know, or hey, Cass, talk to me. Are you okay? How are you holding up? You know, just a little question, even if you're not in a position to answer it, it means something, right? Like it's important. And I try to, I want to be that, you know, even if I fail and slip sometimes. I carry that. I care about people around me, like deeply, you know. And I wish I could do more. I wish I could. I wish I could always do more. So that maybe that I don't know if I'm going in the right direction. If this is what you mean, but
No, no, this
um,
is
if
so number one, whatever I ask is just all you. And
I
number
might be going the wrong
two,
direction, but this is my thoughts.
I do like this though, just because oftentimes I do think of what am I doing wrong on this or how do I not do this? But
Yeah.
the fact that you do carry it and utilize that with empathy is such an approach.
Um. Yeah. Empathy is. I'm glad you brought that up because uh, I think the world always needs more empathy. You know. There's been things last few years about saying empathy is a weakness, and and that pisses me off.
Empathy
It's
as a
not.
weakness?
It's yeah, just some high popular people out there in the world have said that. And I always hate that. It's like, I was like, no, it's definitely a strength. And for me,
Yeah.
and I think it can make you, it can hurt. I think some of a lot of empathy can also get hurt easier. And have depression maybe easier. Or like their emotions are more flexible. They're all over the place. Because you kind of feel like you can at least relate on an emotional connection with other people that are happy or successful or also sad and depressed. Uh, Makes sense.
It does. It does make a lot of sense. But I also like that you recognize that your empathy is a strength of yours, no matter how many roosters crow otherwise.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that goes back to the um connecting with people, right, and making friends, and I think it's empathy. Personally, I think it's. I hope so, at least. Like I know I like I wish I had a childhood that was more diverse. I was very sheltered, uh, and I think that's maybe a reason I crave it. You know, like I love it. It's the world. It's a. I want a melting pot. I and maybe that's also the tavern means a lot to me because I want that too. It's like I want that for people. I want it for me. Um, I think empathy is important in getting to know people. Without it, it just wouldn't make any connections. It's like those people that like blow you off instantly. They don't want to hear your opinion because their way is right. Yeah, I think empathy is important. Full circle.
Conviction is strong, but I do agree with you. Taking the time to understand and to really empathize with another does change the entire where we come from and especially understanding of where someone else is coming from.
Yeah.
Now,
Um,
oh, please go ahead.
there's a little clip by Anthony Bourdain about this, and it kind of changed my life once too. I'll find it if I can, but continue that what you're gonna say, and
Well, I was going to say, you talked about how you had a very kind of growing up that there wasn't a lot of diversity and such, that things were very monocultured and such.
oh yeah.
Can you talk a little bit without doxing yourself, like
Oh, I think most
where you
people know
grew up?
where
Well,
I'm at,
well, I'm
and I'm
saying don't
okay
give
with
us
that.
your
I'm not.
address, is what I'm
Okay,
saying.
here's my street. You guys want me to pull it up on Google
Here's my
Maps? Like,
social security number.
no, I'm like an hour north from my childhood. I mean, hour south from my childhood home. But it's Utah, and it's a very religious state, as you all know. Well, if you don't know, it is. Uh, Mormons. It's the Mormon capital of the world, and I was born and raised Mormon. Not anymore, long time ago. But Yeah, let me pull up. Sorry, I just read the chat. Oh no.
Thank you, perfect
And
dear.
so I was raised that way, and I was raised that this is the only way, right? This is the one true way. This is I won't get into too many details unless you want to, but
I mean, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable, but I'd love to know
no,
more about this.
this is this is deep. This is there's yeah. You put one quarter in me, chaos, and I'll talk all night. So don't worry.
Give me the gumball, damn it! I want the gumball.
But yeah, I was born and raised that way, and very sheltered. I didn't learn about the world. I didn't learn about other walks of life, other religions. Um, there was not. There was very little diversity, right? In the neighborhood I grew up in, it was 99% prominently white. And I made a there's a one of my friends still today moved in the neighborhood. It was second grade, and the the teacher says, we have a new student, and she gets up on the board and writes his last name down, and he's like, "This is how you pronounce it, right?" So I mean, it was fine, it was like getting there, and then he comes in and it's a Filipino kid, right? And like I was instantly curious, and he sat near me, so I was so shy. I didn't say a word to anybody. My whole elementary,
I'm sorry,
I
I need
didn't.
to make sure I got this right.
I did.
Do you tiz
My
or
mom
shy?
my mom put me through speech therapy because she thinks I couldn't talk 'cause I was shy. That's it. But anyway, I became best friends with him. He was like the one diversity, and I'm still friends with. He still comes to my house today. And I only brought this up because um I think it really pushed me to explore and open my eyes when I left the church and all the life changes in that moment of my time, and realizing that, like, oh, there's so many beautiful people out there. There's so many beautiful ways to live. I'm not being judged if I drink a cup of coffee or or alcohol, and like there's so many good people out there doing it too. This is very like this is all the Mormon. it- This is all the Mormon. Like that, like why I'm even saying this thing. This sounds silly, but it's true. You know, and it's like I just started. I just one time in my life I realized like I crave that diversity out there. It's like I want more. I want to learn everything. I want to be. I want to learn all this. I want to experience all this. I want to step out of my house. I want to try the food. I want to try the learn about the religions. I want everything. I'm not a religious person anymore, but I want to learn about it. I want to know. It's like, and then I realized like this diversity. I need it. I I prefer it. You know, it's what I love. And then this it all kind of comes back to the empathy, and then the tavern, and just creating a space like that. I don't know if I'm making any sense. I'm trying to though, but
No, no, this is.
um,
I mean, I feel like I'm discovering a little bit more of like a new side of you here, Tiz, as well.
yeah, I
Because
don't think I've talked about this in a
I don't,
minute.
I don't think so either.
Um,
And well, get some water. But the big thing here is that
I'm always
I
drinking this
think I'm
water.
understanding more where the drive for community and especially having a community that is welcoming. Like, I feel
Mhm.
like I'm understanding you a lot more through this.
Yeah, for sure. I there's so many topics I could go off about this, and the whole diversity thing, and my mom was not. My mom, my mom is incredible, and she gave me my heart, right? And she was the one that like she was not judgmental. She welcomed people, and I give her credit for any of it. She showed me that it's okay. You know, I had an uncle who was a costume designer for Sesame Street, right? And so I loved him. Like I loved it. That's like that was incredible to a kid, right? Like he would travel the world. He'd bring me money. He'd bring me coins from other countries, and I still have them in my drawer. Yeah, like that. I didn't think this was the part I was going to get emotional about,
That's
but it meant a lot.
amazing. You're right
And
though. There's those little things that when you have them, they're the symbol of how we manage to get out or find these parts of ourselves that we never expected.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This story means a lot. I don't think I've never told this one on stream. Yeah, but his name was Sandy, and he would come around and hang out with me, tell me about his adventures, and he was trying to get me on Sesame Street, like that type of talk, and I was like, it was so exciting and so exciting, and then he passed away, right? And I, my mom told me that he passed away from AIDS, right? Uh, Kind of the same time frame as Freddie Mercury, right? Like, and he was gay, right?
Mhm.
And my mom was the only one that knew in my entire family because his mom, he didn't, she wouldn't have said, she wouldn't have accepted it, like, and so on, right? And that blew my mind. Like, I was like, wait, nobody knew, but you, his mom didn't even like. It broke my heart, right? Like, it's still really hard for me to think about that. Because of how an
Absolutely.
incredible of a dude he was, But he couldn't tell his mom. He couldn't tell my grandma or brothers, sisters. It was my mom. Like, what? And I think that opened my mind a lot. Because I'm like, why couldn't he? It didn't make any sense to me, right? Like, why couldn't he tell his mom?
Now,
That would
help me out
that
here, Tiz. How old were we when he passed?
let's see, um, uh, 12, 11 or 12, 13.
So this was
I'm
world
thinking,
changing for you, especially at that age.
yeah, yeah, um, and like, of course, I didn't know much about that community or even it was a thing. I was so sheltered and such a good kid. I didn't, I was like, uh, but it settled in. I'm like, so he, he couldn't tell anybody. It's like that would break my heart if I couldn't tell my mom why I'm sick. You know, uh, that kind of changed my world about my mom, viewing my mom too.
Yeah,
And ever since, she's been just loving for anybody that appears. Like any friend I have, anybody in life. She's still Mormon, right? But it, like, none of that matters to her. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
judgment wise, walks of life, and she's taught me a lot. She's given me a big heart for sure.
Oh,
And
just
then
like
since
you,
then,
Tiz, she sounds like a special person.
oh, she's incredible. Like, I can't express to you. She spent like 30 years volunteering with special needs kids and helping them out and teaching them in school. It's like she's just a giver. She's amazing. Like, I, she's 81 this year, so uh, and she's still go go go. She's great. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that was kind of the story. Like the opening up at the big heart and the community. And I don't know how we again. I don't know exactly how we got here. I'm going off lots of trails, and then I
Well,
get
so
emotionally wrapped in
don't
this. But
worry about where these go to is because for me,
yeah,
what it is, it's like,
sometimes I
Tiz,
go
if you
ahead.
want this to last, if you want this to be your first 24-hour streams with the interview, we got you. But so 11 or 12, this is world changing for you. And I imagine that this really started to open up to your challenge of, well, religion in general.
100%. Yeah, I started questioning it. I was the troublesome kid in the primary school. It'd be like, mm, that doesn't make sense. What about this?
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, I was also quiet. I also keep to myself when it's serious topics at work too and other things, and then I pipe in when I feel like I have something to contribute. So
absolutely.
but I was, yeah, definitely shy and didn't really speak out unless it made no sense like that.
So help me out here. We ended up leaving the church when we were 16, 17,
Mm,
18, 12, 13,
nine,
24,
19.
19.
Yeah. I left on a Mormon mission. You know what that is?
Yeah, it's the people who go around, they get
Yeah,
sent
the
to a
annoying
certain part of
ones.
the country. They knock on your door and they go, "Have you heard the word? Here's a
Yeah, I went
bird."
to. Yeah, I came home early because I was done. That was my final decision.
Hmm.
Not the final one, but it was the push out the door for me is what I needed, you know. But I left to spend some time in South Carolina, and then it said this is not me. I can't do it, you know. And it was hard to come home. It was harder to come home than to leave. Uh, 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 we're here to talk streaming and stuff, but I'll keep that brief. But I came home and like 1,000 pounds came off my shoulders, you know, when I realized that I don't I if there is a God or a heaven, and there is, and if I'm gonna end up with people like me, I'm fine. You know, like I don't need all this other stuff, this other complexity to it. You know, I'll treat you
You
like I
must
want you to
construct
treat me,
additional pylons.
and I'm happy. You know, so
Absolutely.
simplified it. I walked out the door, and took a long time. You know, this is brief, but that's the gist of it. You know, so
And then, so you came home, you started meeting some amazing people online and stuff, and eventually
um,
started streaming.
yeah, I played in music. I played music for a long time. Played in bands. Uh, played bars, played shows. You know, I did that for a long time. Still playing video games, but
I would never have guessed.
I played music for a long, long time. Not a long, long time, but it was a while. Played in bands for
Yes,
a good chunk of my life. It was a big part of my life. Too.
absolutely. So, Tiz, let me ask this because approaching a lot of the stream stuff with a lot of empathy, how do you choose to handle trolls or people with not always the best of intentions who come to your stream?
Uh, I think some people are afraid to ban people. You shouldn't be. Like,
Please go more in depth on that.
it's your space. I said before, you're building this, right? If someone comes in and ruins the vibe, it's
You
gonna
must
ruin it for
construct
everybody
additional
there too, not
pylons.
just you, right? Like, protect them. Like they're they're your friends. Like everybody in there is giving you their own time, you know, willingly, voluntarily out of their day. They choose to be there. If someone comes in being a troll or not meaning to be a troll, like it's hard. I have a hard time with it too. A few people have helped me do that, you know, helping me get over that. But it's like just move on, you know. Um,
Yes.
like ban them and move on. There was one dude that came in the other night and he's like, he started being friendly. Like he didn't. There wasn't anything suspicious at the start, right?
Yeah.
Usually you can kind of tell with the account age and a few things like that. But he popped in and was just started talking. He was chilling. He was cool. And then all of a sudden he was like, "Hey, so I find people who want to test indie games, you know, not to sound creepy or anything, you know, blah blah blah." Like he literally said that. And then he started to keep going. He's like, "What do you think? Can I reach out? Do you want to do it? You want to talk about these games? Can we talk about it?" And I was like, "Whoa," you know, like I was just like, nah, I don't, you know, it was a little more complex than that, but
Yeah.
it was like, no, come on, you know, like I know that was a different example, but it's okay just to ban them and move on. You know, protect your space is my mentality
I definitely
at all
feel
times.
that I'm
Yeah.
on the wrong spot with that because, I mean, I have a little system where I'll either be like single barrel, which is a timeout, or double barrel, which is a ban. I think I can count on my nipples how many times we've done a direct ban.
Wait, do you have like little marks on each
Yeah,
nipple or something,
I just use
or
a
is it per
Sharpie
nipple?
just to be like, uh.
Ash says, count on my nipples.
Oh my.
Wait, was that a question or?
Yeah, I mean, it was more of just like, how do you get open to how do you go ahead and kind of train yourself to get away potentially from being someone who's hesitant on that?
Oh, here's a go. Okay. Rely on your friends and your mods. First of all, it's important, and I didn't realize that for a long time, right? But but I think it's important to be careful who you mod. Some people will freely mod, and that's fine. You know, like I'm not bashing anybody's methods, but in my experience, it bit me, right? Long ago. But rely on their opinions. They're more of in a mindset to see what's going on. Sometimes your stream, you know, you're gaming, you're talking, you're yapping, you're you're music. There's you know, redeems going off, and you might not be in the right mindset to recognize it as quickly. You know, so
Yes.
I think, and I always tell my mods or when I ask somebody that there's no pressure here, right? You don't have to be here every stream. This is all volunteer work, but you are someone I trust. So if you are here, I know I can trust and rely on you if I need something, right? Um, and so like there was an example of someone in the chat. Y'all might know this and remember this. He's been around and he's great, right? But he can really make the chat uncomfortable with how he's approaching me, you know, and and he got warned once by Pizza Mark, and it's like that's what I like. I didn't have to ask Mark to do that. He kind of just did, um, and it helped. He was fine right away. So it's like,
Yeah.
you know, some people are like, I'm sorry, I'll back out, you know, and then they still come around, or if it's too much, just cut it off. Don't let it keep going. You know, it's okay. Like you are creating a connection and a relationship with people in your chat. Yes, you know, but when they're new and you don't know them that well, it's very surface level. You shouldn't feel bad to be like, sorry, you know,
Yeah.
but ban them, move on, you know, like, and they will too. They'll move on too, you know.
Absolutely.
Some people like to stir the pot, but it's you got a community there, and then they'll be backing you up, you know. So I just move on, you know. I block and go.
Now, I'm going to open this up here because I want you to talk a little bit here about the tavern. Because I feel the tavern is a very special place. But first off, where did the idea of the tavern come from? And secondly, like, how did you end up creating what you've created through it?
um,
And for anyone who does not know, the tavern is Tizzy's Discord. Sorry, I had to cut that off for just a second.
no, you're
So,
good.
yeah, if you're looking to join Tizzy's Tavern, absolutely, guys, make sure to go and do so. We will look to drop a Discord link for that. If not here, then we will direct you guys towards Tizzy so you can go and grab his Discord there. But you were saying,
Um, can I comment to Celestial real quick?
please.
He said learning how to mod for people is hard because you don't want to step on the broadcaster's toes. Um, and that's super valid, Celestial, and that's kind of what I meant with like that's how I approach it, and I think it's helped when I do mod somebody or ask them, or I've even been asked if I need a mod, if you know they'll do it for me. You know, it's like, but just set that expectation, and if you become a mod, ask, you know, make sure you're straight up at the streamer, like, um, I'm not going to be here every stream. I have a life, you know. So if you expect me to, I'm sorry. Nothing against you, you know. I love being here, but and then second, like, what do you expect out of it, you know? Because they shouldn't expect unless you're there, you know. That's the thing. It's all volunteers, but it kills me when I see like people like hard on their mods, you know. It's like
Yes.
it's like when I asked like Celestial if I was like, hey, do you want to be my, you know, you want to be a mod? Um, I expect I expect nothing, you know. And, but if you're here, I trust you, so you can help me out, you know, like type of an attitude, you know. So it's like, um, sometimes like there was too many video shout outs when things were going crazy. So I was like, okay, let's chill. I just, you know, straight up, let's kind of chill on those. If it's a raid or if someone's gifting, Yes, if I'm not in the middle of an intense moment, yes, but shout outs, use your best judgment. I trust you, It's like you want those people you trust. I think that's
Yes.
on that celestial. Just try to be upfront and ask, um, the person you're modding for too. I don't know if that helps, but
See, I only have
okay.
one rule for mods. I need my mods to be able to call me out if I screw up on
Yeah,
something.
yes,
That's
that
the
too.
that's the
Yeah,
biggest thing.
yeah, that constructive criticism is important. I
Or
think.
even just to be like, "Hey, Chaos, I'm messing up on this." I need to have those people who are strong enough to be able to call me out if I'm screwing up on something. Yep, Ripos, you absolutely deserve that ban. Love you.
Chaos banned me.
No, we didn't. So it's a long story. Ripos was defending me from a troll, and the chat moved when I went to ban the troll, and then I went, oh shit, wrong one. I unbanned her
Oh no,
immediately and
I've
got
seen
the
that
right
happen
one.
where,
But I felt
where
so
someone,
bad. I really
yeah.
did.
Wow, I posed offending chaos over here. That's great.
Oh man.
That's funny. I've seen people do that. They'll click on their name and to do something else, and they actually like time them out or ban them, and all their messages disappear. I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry.
It took me like 10 seconds to realize, too, to realize, oh, the troll was still here.
That's even more funny. Ban the wrong when the troll was still there.
Oh, I was so
Um,
confused. But you were saying,
to the tavern concept and world. I was just gonna ask. I think Rachie Keen's this and River Song. They're still there. Um, I think we were talking one night or we are gaming, and we're talking about all getting together and like how cheers. I think Tizzoi. I think it came up. I think River Song maybe said it. Correct me if I'm wrong, in the chat. But like the tavern, like the Tizzoi Tavern, or it's like it just kind of rolled and evolved. And before it was a Discord or anything, I uh I created like a scene like this, right? And halfway through the stream or at the start or in the middle, um, River Song said we just said it because it was the vibe. Yeah, yeah. So it was like that's kind of what the vibe we wanted, and then I would bring people into the Discord channel and they'd share their camera and I would move it and put it on each one of these stools, right? And we'd sit and chat on stream and I want to get back to that one of these days. I have ideas, for a better to make it more seamless and stuff. But Pizza Mark joined many many times back in the day, and pull him and he tried to help me mold this and make it easier and it was a vibe. It just worked. I liked it. I liked the sound of it. I liked the idea of it. I liked everything. So then we started molding the Discord and changing redeems, and it's just been an evolution, right? It's not. It wasn't one single idea that I wanted to do. It was a hey, this is working, like, and I like it, like okay, let's keep going. Then we came up with this support system, and it was a whole ordeal. I sat down with Mark, and I'm like, I respect you. I don't want this to feel like pizza party, and if it does, you need to tell me. Like I want a working relationship with him. Um, I've helped tech problems with him and vice versa, we bounce things off, and I wanted to make it different enough, more like a sister Discord. And so like I was free. We went and we started building this tavern and promoting Pizza Party too. And then we got them, but we're on the side community of like, let's get to know each other. Let's make this a thing as well. So it's like, it's all an evolution through time. Um, and it's working. And that goes back to the lessons learned that we talked about. Like I wanted to, on that note, it's like building something familiar for people. It helps them come back. It helps them stick around. It helps you gain a community. It helps.
I
Um,
apologize, guys. I did not. Just a second. I'm going to turn off the Lumia stream for a second.
I was like, who's
It,
that?
it was not. I thought that stuff was all down. My
That's so
apologies
funny.
on
I
that.
was like, is that your dad coming in?
Yep, open the door. I am so sorry on that. You were saying those. Thank you, Nasty.
uh, yeah, that was kind of the evolution, and that's one thing I learned a while back when I was kind of molding this whole idea is like, um, you can have a good conversation. You can try to get to know people, and that's very important. And but bringing them back, letting them want to come back for something they're familiar with or they know, um, is a deeper level of this world. And the tavern is that, you know. And I didn't realize it until I started researching a little bit more. Um, and that's where I want to keep going. I think that's that's it on that topic. Unless you will have more.
I mean, no, that was exactly what we needed on there. But so I'm gonna ask these last two questions, and then we're gonna open up for others to have their questions as well. So number one, Tiz, for anyone who is brand new, who might be coming back, or even has been streaming for a while, what advice would you give them here on just in general, whether it's on Twitch, whether it's on the Green K, the Red Y, the Song app? What would you advise?
Um, if they're starting or coming back,
In general, if you want to give advice for each, that's fine too. But if you had one advice that works for all, that's completely fine too.
yeah, I think the biggest thing, and I think people get lost in the sauce of streaming, is losing your enjoyment. Maybe. I think if you're not having fun anymore, or it feels like a task, or just take a step back, take a break. And don't forget, like to enjoy it. I think that would be the biggest thing. Like people get lost in be it drama, be it the repetitiveness or the work of it. Um, take a step back and remember you're sitting at your desk alone, playing games, you know, and enjoy it. Have fun. I think I've
Remind
lost that
yourself why
before,
you came
and
here.
yeah, yeah. So it's like that's important, because that can get heavy and stressful and deter you as well.
Absolutely. Well, I'll be very blunt, Tiz. I feel like we're going to need a part two because there's a lot we haven't touched yet, even close to. So, the return of the Tiz soon. But the second thing I was going to ask here is where else can we find you, Tiz?
um, like besides Twitch,
Besides Twitch.
I'm all over the place. Your local swig says Ash.
Thank you,
um,
Ash.
I have accounts everywhere. My TikTok's an interesting one because it went down a different path than gaming, but it took off. So I'm struggling on how to handle that. Uh, Posting the game stuff there or not anymore, or take it down the path that people followed me for.
Is that the one with the robots as well?
No, that's more Cambodian humanitarian stuff, I guess, and supporting the culture. And it worked. I don't know what I did there, but something worked. So it was my Tizzoi, my gaming one. But same with Facebook. That one, I almost have one that's almost hitting 1 million, views over there on
Oh,
on that
wow.
topic, right? So it's like it. I don't know. That's actually a struggle. That's a whole nother conversation. But then I'm trying to keep the gaming ones to the Instagram and YouTube for sure.
Okay.
So that I'm trying to co-stream on YouTube as well. And then the green app, I just got the check mark there too.
Hey,
Um,
congratulations.
which I that was a strange one, but here we are.
But it is Tizzy on all of these apps, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
All right then. Well, guys, that is all the questions I have. So now I'm going to open it up to you guys. If you have questions that you would like to ask Tizzy as well, my job here is to go ahead and just kind of moderate the questions and such. So, as if you want to go ahead and start asking here, but at the same time, though, as we're waiting for those questions to come through, Tiz, is there any things that you would like to kind of touch upon or that we didn't talk about or that you would like to touch upon that maybe you didn't get that you'd like to explain more with?
No, I don't. I don't know. I feel like maybe I rambled a bit too much on some topics and derailed it. So then that kind of loses my train of thought. There's a lot we talked about, and like you said, there's a lot that uh I think we could keep going, but I don't know how to answer that. I'm good. I appreciate you doing this, Chaos. I love sitting down and talking with you. We had a call the other night about a tech issue or helping Chaos with a with a filter on his stream, and I had some ideas for him. So I sat down with that in mind. But we talked for like 2.5 hours about life in general and in its simplest forms, and I love it. Chaos, you're easy to talk to, so I appreciate you doing
Well,
this.
thank you, Tiz. And I have to tell you,
Yeah.
man, I was so thankful because during that 2.5 hour discussion, just the fact that I could be open and candid, because I don't talk about names of people when I'm talking to people or about people. I kind of just describe the situation, and Tiz is probably one of the most phenomenal active listeners. Like, you really did, Tiz. And the fact that I was able to talk to you and just be like, hey, I'm discombobulated because this is what's going on in my head. And I do feel like you do a phenomenal job of, pardon the directness here, of handling the drama that comes through community discords. Because I feel that at times I don't keep that distance that I should.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yes. I well, yeah, of course, no details, but like I mean, to go back to the empathy. I felt what you were saying, right? I felt, and I felt it was heavy for you. So I I I think I had a real life experience to give to hopefully portray some advice back. Not not just listening, but maybe how I approached it and maybe how it might help you. So I thought it was a great conversation. It was great to get to know you a little bit more then too. So
Well, that's one of the things I do like. It's just I get to know more about people. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. Chaos and Raves, I love having these discussions. I don't think I would have known anything about your upbringing except through this. But also, I like having those private discussions where we can sit down and I get to be silly at the same time. But also, I get to talk about the things that kind of just circle up here and such. And I felt like that's kind of what the conversation was. We both talked about things that needed to be talked about.
yeah, it was good. It was good. I liked it, and I like to do that. Like so. Uh, we it's open. The door's open. The whole tavern thing. It's like it's open. Come on. I have that fortune thing that's like the fortune redeem that will kind of give you a little piece of advice and say, your stool's warm even if you walk in tonight or not. But it's still welcoming you. Like stuff like that, and it's true. I feel it.
Absolutely. I do have a question here. Finflix would like to know. I'd be interested in knowing how he has done on the Green app viewership number in comparison to Twitch.
Uh, and eh, that's an interesting question because I haven't streamed there very seriously, and I got an email from 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 the Green app and saying, "Hey, we've been following you for a while. You're doing great. Are you interested?" That was it. It still was like I looked into it. I had to make sure it was real. It is. It was. And the green check marks there, they just offered it to me because of of how well I did. I've been doing here. Um, so Finn, I got zero advice to that, but I'm gonna start using it. Um, Yeah, 100% Finn. 100%. That's exactly what they're doing. And you all know why, right? You all know why. Oh, I'm going to talk about that, just because of respect
But
of the
congratulations
Twitch,
on
but
hitting partner again.
thank you.
This
I
one
don't
didn't
even
take you
know.
2 years.
You're right, exactly. I started looking at if it's difficult, and yeah, it is. But you can do it those two ways, and that's a weird thing, like. So Finn, I don't got any advice. Just you work hard here. I guess there's those little trickles go down, double dip partner.
Double dip partner. Guys, that butter is double dipped. Meow
That's
Arch
just
would like to know. So you mentioned Cambodian humanitarian work. What kind of things do you do, Tiz? And how did you get started and be known enough to do so?
um that's a big one. Uh it wasn't on purpose that I got started, right? So I was in Cambodia. I've been there a number of times. My wife's Cambodian and stepson, right? And I was just there. We were just there, and we were heading up north to a temple called Priya Vihir. Beautiful temple, sits up on the clouds. It's insane. And we had to change our plans because there was conflict between Thailand and Cambodia. They started fighting, a war, uh, bombing, all of it. So we changed plans and we go back to the capital city where it's safer. And there was a peace rally. And we go, right? Like it's an emotional, it's a high tense situation. I'm feeling it. The whole country's feeling it. You can feel the buzz in the air. And we go to the peace rally, and I have a flag on me. We're just there to support, this amazing heart of this country. And there was thousands of people, right? And we did a march around the city, and I kid you not, me and my son probably took 1,000 pictures that night, and not planned, right? Because we were foreigners there. We saw them. They cried to us. They changed my life, right? Like, and my son's life. I can't express to you that moment. I will never see that again in my life. Like, that was intense. And so I started making some videos talking about it the day after, and I think it's just being not being Cambodian. The Cambodians see me and they feel heard, right? Um, they feel like, because they've never been heard, they've never been seen, they've always been struggling, if you know anything about the country and so on. And so it was so important to them, and I didn't know it, you know. And I still get spammed with comments today on that video, right? People saying thank you, like hearts and everything. And so I started making some more about, that this war went on, and I started making well, anyway, also while we were there, I volunteered. I packed food. We volunteered a bunch of my clothes and shirts, and for the people that got misplaced. There's still like 50,000 people today that don't have their homes. Um, I'm yapping. I'll try to get to the gist of this. But then I started posting more videos, and they just kind of took off, right? And then I was home, skipping a lot of time, and um, I see some people here volunteering to help Cambodia, and it came straight to me, here in Utah, and I was like, I reached out right away. I'm like, what is this? This is incredible. What are you guys doing? Tell me more. Like, I'm here. Let me help. Let me give you what I know. And it took off. It was really great. And then we did a clothing drive to help, you know, and a few other a fundraiser, like a 5K and a silent auction and um a few other things, but I had a mountain of clothes in my backyard. The community is sorry.
Never
Um,
apologize for sharing
I
what
had
you're sharing, Tiz. But you got
thousands of
this.
pounds of clothes in my backyard. It was crazy, right? I would constantly have to go outside to get another drop off. You know, I was like, this is intense. This is and it just changed my life. Like I love it. It's so great. It's so great. It feels so good. You know, and I was getting to a goal there. My emotions distracted me. Uh, so like I think why this gets so emotional is because when I was in Cambodia, like people have nothing there, but they are so happy to see me, you know? Like you can feel it. It's crazy. And seeing grandma sit on the side of the road just hoping for a buck or two breaks your heart, man. Like so like for me to be able to do anything like that, yeah, that's how. And I think maybe I pour that same emotion and research into those videos. Maybe that's why I think that's probably why it's working. But I think the biggest thing is it's an avenue that they're being seen and heard, you know.
Guys, if you want to look at more of this, please go ahead and take a look on the song app underneath Tizzoi. Correct?
Yeah. hmm The
Perfect.
face my Facebook has a lot too, but both those, yeah. Sorry,
Absolutely.
that's how it all kind of happened. It was a happen chance, you know.
But you know, it's amazing though how often things do happen that way, where it's
Yeah.
completely unplanned and suddenly your life has changed.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Maui has a little bit of a light-hearted question. What is with your unusual addiction to butter?
Uh, One night, me and Ash were streaming, and Ash probably said, "Butter tis up" or something, you know, like he does these crazy sayings he always comes up with. And then I said, I'm going to do a butter me up stream, and so we did. It was supposed to be one stream, and here we are today. The butter has stuck around, which that's how
And you
also
butter
happens, you know.
believe it.
Butter me up.
Python would like to know, Tiz, do you plan on giving technical workshops live one day, given your insane knowledge in the field?
Did you say live workshops? What did
Yep.
they
Do
say?
you
Do you
plan
plan
on
on giving
giving technical
technical?
workshops live one day, given your insane knowledge in the field?
Oh yeah, of course, Python. Like I plan to do that. I've done a few, but not as much as I'd like. I hope they pick up. We have a workshop in the tavern, and where anybody can come and we can all help each other out, all of us together. You know, people can ask me questions, and people can ask others their questions on how they do things. I think it's more. I want a community driven, but we could go over specific topics. I'm gonna sit down with Python, help him get his computer up and running, streaming. You know,
Which, by the way,
those
I'm
same.
so excited for Python's new computer.
Yeah, same concepts. Yeah, he bought it
Well,
today.
he got it today.
Yeah.
If I have a mod in chat, can we get a shout out for Python? Well, just so you know, Python is on the list. I believe he's going to be in October for his interview.
Nice. Let's
Yeah,
go.
we need to work out some exact timing. But just a minute. So Maui would like to know, when you got the notice that you were partnered, how high on the rankings of happiest day of your life would you consider it?
Like I said, it was such a chaotic day. It was kind of hard to let it sink in, you know. And then it took like, well, it still hasn't Maui. It's weird feeling. It's amazing, but it's kind of weird typing and seeing a check mark still. It's great. It's rewarding. It's all that work and stuff, but it's a trip. I'm so grateful though. The trip.
Absolutely. Well, guys, I am not seeing any other questions here. Unless I missed any. If I did miss it, please go ahead and repost it, and I will obviously go ahead and respond to it. But Tiz, I just want to really thank you for taking the time to sit down, do this interview, and especially just being open with us.
Yeah, for sure. We talked about a lot. I went down some tangents, but what I do is part of the stream.
I
But
will say,
it
oh,
was a
please.
good conversation. Yeah.
I will say that one of the things that I definitely picking one of the topics that you opened up was very difficult
Mm,
because when you would talk about your subjects,
sorry, that's voice
I
activated.
forgot about that. I
I
forgot.
turned the volume so you didn't hear it, but I'm sharing OBS as a virtual camera here, just
Yeah,
because
it
it'll
showed
be
up right
quickest to do
over
this.
you. But
Yeah, yeah,
when you
yeah.
were
It's
talking
voice
about the
activated.
topics, you'd have like 8 or 9 things you'd broach, and picking one of them
I'm
to
sorry.
ask the question, it was very difficult.
Yeah, you did good though. You did good. Yeah, I realized sometimes when I was going off, and I was like, "Hey, this is way off topic. I apologize. I keep it back on
Okay,
track."
let me jump back here. Tizzy, do you do your own graphics? That's a
A
question from
lot,
Finflix.
and I take advantage of all the tools available. Um, of course, I love the AI's help, but I do a lot of my own as well. I animate a lot of my own. A lot of my emotes, the twerking emotes, that's all by hand. And a lot of people
Wow.
might not know or think that, but I use Procreate, I use Photoshop, I use Blender, uh, and a number of other tools. So that's an obsession. I love it.
And you can tell it's a labor of love.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not people bash on AI, and I understand that. Um, it's a middle ground for sure. So I
Now,
use it as a tool on top of everything else. Yes, you know,
my apologies. Tiz, I want to
you're good.
ask this because you were talking about your wife and son, and how do you balance between streaming and family time?
Uh, that's a big one. Um, that's why I stream late at night. That's it. um, and then there's just lots going on lately in that world.
Hmm.
Summer and school mix things up too. But I that's a deep one. I'm not going to get too far into right now. Imagine that, not yapping. But a lot of it is um making making some of your time a priority. Some people get obsessed here and they spend all their time on Twitch and stuff, but you can't. Don't do that.
It's
Like,
easy to get lost here on Twitch
mhm,
at times.
yeah. And like my son, like uh, that's a big part of this world too. So I try to give him time and not ignore it and everything else too. So it's like it's just a day by day thing. Depending on how the day's going. Or yeah, I don't know how else to answer that one than that. That's why I stream late at night. Deal with everything else before it.
I imagine that's a little bit rough though, just because, like you were saying, you're streaming till 1 a.m. and then you're going to work at 6 or 7, maybe
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, it depends on the morning. So like we used to do community nights every Wednesday,
Hmm.
right? And I had to kind of cool those down because my new job had an early morning and Thursday mornings. So I couldn't do it. It was destroying me. So I watch my calendar carefully on how late when I'm streaming and how early I have to get up. And
Absolutely.
sometimes I'll get up for a meeting and then I go back and take a nap. I live off naps for sure.
See, that
Yeah.
was going to be the next question was, Tiz, do you even sleep?
uh, Thrive off naps. Yeah, for sure.
Maui would like to know what would be your best advice in time management and having a balance between IRL and URL?
It's for me, it is intertwined. All the it's like it's intertwined because my brain goes 1,000 directions. As you know from my yapping here. Uh, but it is definitely intertwined. But taking a step away from your computers in this world, or even your phone, is important. Um, I've done that. You should too. Get outside. Like put your phone down, turn off the notifications on your phone
My
too,
God, are you
and
suggesting we touch grass?
sometimes you don't have to touch it. You can go look at it. No, it's uh Maui. Like Azzy's told me this a lot too. That like create a day for something. Kind of stick to that. Like Sunday's my Blender day, right? I try really hard to catch up on my Blender projects on Sunday. Um, Friday and Saturday, if things aren't going on, um, with life and family, then I try to work on other side projects. But like sometimes I get off work and then I'll come work on the tavern bot before stream. Um, but when I pick a day, or say like Sunday's Blender day, it helps me a lot. Maybe that's my advice. Like a to-do list, prioritize them. That's helped a lot too. Another call out for Azzy. Um, and just organizing your day to week. You know,
Absolutely.
it's always chaos. So it's I do 3 things at once all the time because that's how I organize the chaos.
I feel that's absolutely like the biggest example just of trying to keep everything in order. But you're right. Having a day where you don't necessarily stream and just take care of yourself. I also love the fact that you have a day where you just aren't on stream and aren't on Twitch and
Yeah, I
just
used to stream Sundays a while back, but yeah, I need that day. I start getting behind in that stuff. So
I think it's good to veg out every once in a while as well.
yeah, it's a learn as you go thing for sure. I've learned different tactics on how to keep my time in. I slip and mess up still all the time though, so it's not perfect, but day by day.
Now, Tiz, I think we're going to end this with hopefully the most light-hearted question that we have. Well, not so much light, but hopefully a golden question, which is that what is the most rewarding interaction that you have had here on Twitch, either with a mod, a viewer, anything? What has been the most surprising and also just the most happiest interaction you've had?
um, that's a big one.
Like I said, we only ask the tough ones here.
I think I have to say, um, there's a lot out there that means a lot to me, and I'm not one to weigh them against each other, and say one's more important than the other. Um, but one that is incredibly important to me is Mr. Auspicious Ash. Um,
Chat, could I please have a mod give a shout out to Mr. Suspicious
it,
Ash?
I I've said it on stream, drunk at nights, and I don't want to go into much details, but the dude has taught me how to smile, right? At very surface level, because uh he deals with things we don't have to, and nobody will know. And that's not because he's
Absolutely.
hiding it; it's because he knows he's strong at it, right? Like he comes out with a smile and a laugh, and he checks up, and he checks up when I realize I don't need it. You know, his husband checks up on me when I realize I didn't need it. Like he's taught me a lot, and it's just because of it how he taught me that. Like that's meant a lot. He's an incredible human and has helped me a lot. So
Absolutely.
absolute pleasure. Now he's the best friend. You know
Well,
that
guys,
for
we
sure.
want to thank everyone who came in. Tiz, thank you for coming and doing the interview. See, not as scary as people think, right?
That's not scary.
And yes, I agree. Ash is an amazing dude. Well,
It can be all emotional over here. No,
well,
Ash, I have to say, I've said it to you before that like I'm calling you out. Like you, you've dealt with things like I said, most people don't have to, and they're heavy and they're intense, and he still is like so positive and happy all the time. And it's not a front. It's just who he is. It's like how does he do it? You know, learn from him. That's yeah.
absolutely. Well, Ash, don't be surprised if you get a message from me later on inviting for the interview. But
Yeah, he'd be a good one. He'd be a good one.
absolutely. Guys, we are going to switch on over to our intermission, have a basic, probably last 10-15 minute chat here, and then we'll most likely raid on out. But thank you guys again. Tiz, thank you for taking the time on this. This was phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you, Cass. I love that you're doing this.
Yeah.
Pop my cherry. Thank you.
Don't worry, we'll go ahead. I'll put it up as a little trophy right here.
Treasure that.
Dizzy's cherry. We'll never forget. All right,
Whoa.
guys, we are going to go on over to our intermission and be back here in about 5 minutes. Monster Kate, if you can make the emote, well, you would love that. Back in a flash, guys.
Dizzy's cherry. Much.
Now, hey,